So today we're going to be using Mentimeter, and Mentimeter is very similar to Google Slides. With Mentimeter, you can have the ability to have these interactive presentations, kind of similar to if you were to do like a Google Slides with Pear Deck maybe, but all of this is all just in one program. So instead of having to get different extensions or programs for your students, you can just use this program. And while it might be a little bit daunting to create what's like this big interactive presentation, but this platform is actually pretty easy to use. So to get started, first what you're going to want to do to use Mentimeter, and you can kind of play around with this as I'm talking in this video, is first what you'll want to do is go to mentimeter.com, and then there's going to be a sign up button in this right corner over here. You can sign up and create a free account. Now for the free account, you will not have to pay for it, so you can use Mentimeter for free. But of course, there's going to be things that if you want to use different features, you would have to pay for it. Thankfully, there is an educational kind of discount through Mentimeter, but you can pretty much get away with making most things that you want to do with the free version. So I wouldn't worry about that too much unless you want extra customization options. So with Mentimeter, again, it's very similar to Google Slides. So if you want to add a slide, all you would need to do is press this big blue Add Slide button, and that's how you would start off the presentation. And as you probably noticed, the Mentimeter that I'm creating right now is actually the Mentimeter you're seeing today during this presentation. So you can kind of get an idea of the features. So what we'll do is we will add another slide, and then we have to decide what kind of slide we want. Now with Mentimeter, there are a couple different types of slides that you can have. First, we have these question slides, and these are going to be the ones that are going to be considered the interactive slides. So for example, we just completed that word cloud slide, so you guys all kind of got to see how that word cloud works. So each student would be able to get their own interactive slide. They can put in their own words or their own options, like if they're ranking or doing multiple choice. And then after they do that, then on your end, you can see the results and share the results with all of your students or participants, just like we did with that word cloud example. So let's say I want to create an interactive slide like this. So maybe I'll just do a multiple choice one. So I'll click on the multiple choice slide, and if at any point I want to change the type, I just have to click on the type tab. But for my content, what I'll do is I'm not going to click on this screen to change anything. This is only a preview. But to change everything, I will type in my options here. So maybe I have a question and I say, what is 2 plus 2? And maybe that is the question that I am asking my class, and I'm trying to get them to answer that in our interactive setting. So something that you can do is maybe you have English language learners or you have SPED students and they also need visuals. So what you can do is you can also get images and add those images to your problems or to your interactive slides. So let's say I wanted to have a picture that lets them know that they need to add something. So let's see, maybe we'll just do addition again. Here we go. So we have this little addition problem right here. So maybe I could add something just kind of funny to my slide so that they can see some different pictures. And it usually gets the kids a little bit more involved if there's some sort of like pictures that go along with it. And this won't really affect anything answering wise either. So then after that, I will have my options. So maybe I'll have 4 for my first option, 5 for my next one, and then 6 for my last one. If you want to add more options for your multiple choice questions, you can do that there. And then if you want to see what this slide would look like, you would just take a look at it like this. If you get rid of the image for a second, then you can also see all of the answers. And as the answers are being put in by your students or by the participants, you will see all the results in real time right here. Whenever you exit out of a presentation from Mentimeter, make sure you press that escape button twice because the first time you press the escape button, it will just put you in what's considered like full screen mode. And then after that, it'll take you back to this screen. Another thing that you can do is you also have a little bit more customization options. You can do pie charts, dot charts, but if you are trying to teach your students maybe about different types of charts, this would also be a great option. You can also add in some extra little details or settings, but for the most part, you really just need to worry about this part right here. So that is just one type of question, but of course you're more than welcome to kind of play around with these different types of questions that there are, but for the most part, it's all super easy and you just fill in the blanks right here. And as you can see, even though I am changing my question type, so I had like a multiple choice, it will still try to keep my content for that question. So let's say you didn't really like that multiple choice type of question. Maybe you want to make it like this instead. So you have options to go back and forth with your question types. Now, another type of slide that you can make is a content slide. So maybe my students were having a hard time with adding those two numbers together. So maybe I'll have a content slide or a video slide before that one to help them out with how to solve that problem. So to create a content slide, you just scroll down to the content slides, and then you can just click on one of these and you would just type in the content that you want to teach. So maybe you would have a small slide with just some information about how to solve a problem. So maybe on this side, I would talk about addition properties or something like that. And I could type that in, add my subheadings. And then another thing that you can do for your students is you can click on one of these reaction buttons, and then your students can click on these reaction buttons during your presentation. And that will let you know if they're having a good time maybe. So you could have the heart symbols and they can give you hearts if they're feeling like they enjoy the lesson maybe, or you could have a question symbol. So maybe if they're confused, they can press the question symbol and that will let you know that the kids need some extra help. Or you can just have the up and down thumbs just to let them know, or just to let you know if they are understanding the lesson so far. And to get rid of these, you just have to click on it, and to add them, you just click on them as well. For the very last tab that says customize, I wouldn't worry about this too much since a lot of these are all premium features anyways, but this is what that slide would look like. And then some other options that you have is you could have an image slides. And so you can look for images like that. The media that you upload will most likely just be from your computer. But then you could also do video slides. So you could take a video from YouTube and add it into your slide, kind of like we're doing right now. So that's just some of the basic slide types and how you add them and how you change them. Another thing that you can do is you can also change the themes similar to whenever you use a Google slide, and you can change up the way that your things are colored. So if you want to do that, you can. And again, there's more options if you get the premium version. Something else to keep in mind, though, is the only problem I have with this platform mostly is that you can only have 3 types of questions in your Mentimeter presentation if you are using the free version. So you can't have these huge like question-based Mentimeter presentations if you don't pay for the subscription, but you can still have a lot of content slides, which is nice as well. So that is Mentimeter. And of course, if you have any questions, I can answer those now. And then after that, this video will also be up on YouTube in like a playlist. So if you ever want to go back and watch this, you totally can. Also, you can press the share button, and that's how you can share the link with your students or with anybody that you are presenting to. You could also change how long the code is good for. So what's nice about that is you could have your students use this up for 6 days. So maybe this is your homework assignment for the week, or like an exit ticket for the week for one of your Eureka Math lessons. And you can have that open for the whole week and have them finish it by tell them to finish it by the end of the 7 days or something like that. So you have a lot of different options, and it's a really great platform. All right, so let's move on to the next part.